So I hooked up with one of the main guys in New York who played trumpet and electronic keyboards, Takuya Nakamura, and we made electronic down-tempo record called Echo.
Right.
And I got a deal again with that record, which was great. So that got
That
released.
you released in 2002.
2002. And David Byrne from Talking Heads really loved it. So he asked us to tour England with him. We didn't do many dates. It was like 2 weeks, but it was a great opportunity.
That's fantastic. Back to the home country,
Yes.
as we like to say.
And I got to do Newcastle. I got to play at Newcastle.
No way.
Yeah, that was really kind of
So,
interesting.
so you're going to do another little song for us now?
Yes,
Before,
I'm
because
gonna
Patrick's
try.
getting rather anxious.
It's from the new album,
very keen.
and it's called Is My Guitar in Tune? No, it's called I Broke the Law. In black against the night, taken back. Those who we know can be saved. Oh, across the fields and away we go. Breaking the laws, the only way. Because I despise the world seen through cold eyes. For stupid reasons, we ended up here anyway. No disgrace, give my regrets to my mother and the rest. Say I followed my heart, I broke the law. Cut the fence, and in a flash we're inside the place. Unlocking lives of despair. Grab the prize and keep on running, hold on tight. Oh, we have to take care. Something's wrong. The floodlights are coming on. They're gaining on us. We won't be free for very long. No disgrace. Give my regrets to my mother and the rest. Say I followed my heart, but I broke the law. Rebel or savior, my heart's pounding, I can see here. It's too late for me, though I've tried. So please, little one, feel the soft rain for the first time fall. I let you go and goodbye. But oh, it's not over. I want the world to see the stupid reasons we ended up here anyway. No disgrace, give my regrets to my mother and the rest. Say I followed my heart, but I broke the law.
Excellent. Encore, as we say in the southwest of France. Encore. That's excellent. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. What I was proposing to Roger is that we're going to put on a Peter Gabriel song now, just to fill a little bit of space while you change seats and he gets to set up with the guitar, and then we'd have Rod sing us a little tune, if that's okay. Yeah.
Good with me.
Excellent. Here we go, Peter Gabriel then. Don't Give Up. You're listening to the Gascony Show here on Sunday evening, and as I said, or if you've been listening, we have Joy and Roger Askew. Now, the wonderful thing is that they've brought along a guitar, and Joy has played us a couple of tunes, as you've probably heard, and now it's Roger's turn. He has volunteered to give, and Roger wasn't really expecting to come along here tonight, so it's a great privilege to have him here. He's here for a weekend celebration, a family celebration with Joy here in the southwest of France. So here we go with Roger Askew.
Thank you. The sun goes up, the sun goes down on one of these days. I'm gonna make it home from town. I'm in a haze. Here where you kissed me when the clock stopped still. I don't think I can move, and I never will. And then you walked off into the night. When the sun goes down, the sun comes up, and I'm still waiting. This feeling of love that fills me up with anticipation. Then when my night bus comes and drives straight on through, I don't really mind, I just think of you. And I'll walk off into the dawn. Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. Time stands still when you fall in love. Stand still when you fall in love. The sun goes up, the sun goes down, and I really want to see you. I never known a day to go so slow. When can I meet you? Oh, you said at 8 o'clock we can kiss some more. My clock must have blown a fuse, it's only 4:10. How can I wait so long? Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Time stands still when you fall in love. When you fall, when you fall, when you fall, when you fall. Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. When you fall, when you fall, when you fall. Time stands still when you fall in love. Oh yeah. It stands still when you fall in love. It stands still when you fall in love. It stands still when you fall in love.
Hey, I'm just sitting here thinking, excellent. I'm just sitting here thinking what it must be like in the when the Askews get together at Christmas and have a little sing-song around the stove or around the fire.
It's just deadly serious. We sit and look at each other.
Competing musicians. So Roger, do you collaborate a lot with Joy still? Do you ever work together, or you exchange
we have
notes?
sort of very sporadically.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we were playing together all the time. The sort of first bands we had. And then Joy went off and did her thing, and I went off and did my thing, and once every 10 years, whether we like it or not, we sing together.
Right. So you're still very active in England then, as your main...
Yeah, I'm not as far through a new album as Joy is, but that will be coming out in hopefully within 3 months.
And what will that be called?
I don't know yet.
That's a good title.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to write that down. So that'll be my third album. I've spent quite a bit of time working with other people on records, but it's only very sporadically that I do my own. But it's time for another one.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I wish you very well with that.
Thank you.
Joy, you've worked with Melanie Gabriel on a refugee CD, right?
Oh, that was obscure.
That was a benefit album. I dug out some information on you, my dear. Doing me research here.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that and what it was made of.
I think, was that the album that was called, no, it was called Refuge.
Yeah.
And it was for Kosovo when that was happening. Was that 97 or something? I can't remember. Maybe 1998 or 99. So I produced, along with a couple of other people, I produced that album. So it was a benefit album for the refugees of Kosovo. And it had, I think, 16 or 17 different artists on it. So Melanie was actually my student, Melanie Gabriel. She came to study in New York and came to me every week for singing lessons, and also we became really good friends. She's Peter's youngest daughter. And she was writing some poetry, and I said, you know, we could make a track out of that. So we did, and then we sent it to Dad, and he did some stuff on it as well. So it was like a collaboration between all three, and then I mixed it and put it on the album. But now she's been singing with him and touring with him for the last probably 4 years.
Okay.
So I'm incredibly proud of her. She sings duets with him on stage and on albums, and it's really great. And she always honors me as her teacher.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, that's quite an honor, but obviously it's quite a privilege and an honor for her to have such a marvelous voice like yours to be teaching, or to have teaching her. Speaking of teaching, you told me a very interesting little story. I don't know if you want to delve into that for our listeners, but you told me a very interesting story about one of your students in New York who lived in a penthouse just the other day outside the cafe, wasn't it?
Oh, right, but I've had a lot of students who live in penthouses.
Yeah,
so.
but this one in particular?
Oh, no, I
Head
don't
of
want
DreamWorks, I believe.
I don't want to divulge
No?
the details of that.
But it's so
I do have a
entertaining.
lot of very interesting students, because
Exactly,
that again is what happens in New York. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just different people come and go, and it's. I've got a lot of great students. Recently, I've taught Sufjan Stevens. Do you know him?
Yeah, heard of him.
He's kind of the king of indie for the last 10 years in America. He's absolutely marvelous, and I love him. So it's a real pleasure to have taught him. And I actually, at one point, taught Angelina Jolie, who came to me for 2 double lessons,
Exactly.
so that I could coach her on a movie, and that was an amazing experience as well.
Fantastic.
She's really soaks up information, and it was just fantastic
And
teaching her.
Is she really beautiful in real
And
life?
she's
Is that
really
off-
beautiful.
Off the screen.
And this was before she married Billy Bob Thornton, and so it was a while back. But she was just really easy to be with. She came to my apartment, and it was just good. You know, there wasn't anything strange or at all. It was just very relaxed, and we got a lot of work done.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
She didn't practice any of her moves around you or anything.
I don't think she'd done any of those moves at that point, movies at that point. Yeah, I just remember, and I know her manager called me afterwards and said, you know, Angelina would very much like to study with you because she enjoyed it, but then they never pursued it. So.
Tell us a little bit about Elton then. You've come across Elton a couple of times, haven't you?
Oh, I just came across him because I'm still friends with Laurie Anderson. Laurie Anderson then married Lou Reed about a few years ago. So sometimes when I see Laurie, I hang out with Laurie and Lou. And then one time I was hanging out with them to do something, and they were hanging out with Elton. And before you know it, you know, Elton John is holding your hands and saying thank you very much for coming, and it was all totally by surprise that evening. So, but I don't know him or anything, but I do have 2 longtime friends, one of whom is a Geordie keyboard player, and another a drummer who I worked with in many bands in England, and he was Elton's drummer for 12 years, I believe. And so I got to go to a lot of Elton John concerts. So I can say I've seen him in concert many times.
Excellent, excellent. I'd say that's quite stunning to see Elvis in concert, huh?
Elton.
Oh, Elton. Did I say Elvis? Elvis left the building.
Elvis left the building a long time ago. No, he's fantastic, and actually he made a real leap forward. I think he was, I don't know, I mean, I think his voice wasn't sounding so great and blah blah, and then he suddenly got it. I don't know what he did. He got it together, and his voice took off again. And I saw him at Giant Stadium.
Around when do you think that happened?
Trying to remember. It might have been around 93 ish, 94, maybe 95, and his voice was just taking off again. It was just absolutely solid and fantastic, and you realize that Elton John wrote soaring melodies. Melodies that soared, and apart from other types of melodies, and he was really nailing it. It's fantastic.
Good word for it. Yeah. They soared. Speaking of Lou Reed, we're going to take a little break now, and we're going to put on "Perfect Day."
Oh, nice song.
Here we go. You're still listening to the Gascony show here, broadcasting from Saint-Blanca in the southwest of France, and I still have the pleasure of Joy Askew and her brother Roger here in the studio with me, and Joy is just lined up to play us another little tune. She's getting herself ready here, and she's raring to go. Here we go with Joy Askew.
This one's from my last CD, The Pirate of Eel Pie, and it's called London Rain. Your apartment was all in one room with instant coffee and instant soup. Came from cans and rolled around like a shilling and half crowns. Fed the gas, electric meter, stare at the wall, a constant dreamer. Look out of the window and imagine it's you as you listen to the music. Single bed, double bed, boyfriends will come and go. Sometimes you wake up alone, you didn't know what to do. How could you ever leave, ever make it out of there? You must have been lifted by an angel as you listen to the music. a rocky landscape.
Fantastic. Each one's better than the one before. Really good, Joy. Now tell me, I know the dawning of the internet has changed all our lives, but not the least affected by the power of the internet is the music industry, right? From your experience, can you say, how the internet made things tough for successful musicians to continue to make a living?
Well, it's made it both tough and easy at the same time. So,
Okay.
It's basically the internet can put it into your own hands. You no longer have to be at the mercy of a big company to release a record, to make a record, release a record. I mean, first of all, technology made it easier for us to make our own records.
Mhm.
But to release a record or, announce a concert or announce a tour, the internet is fantastic in that shape and form.
Mhm.
But the last 10 years has kind of seen a collapse of the industry because there's no more money coming in for the sale of records or CDs. And if there's no more money for the sale of records or CDs, then eventually the whole system starts to collapse, because if you go back to the mid-90s, I believe it was, someone like Celine Dion would sell 24 million CDs.
Wow.
In one go, I think Hootie and the Blowfish did 14 million on their first, and that's just the first year, and that record might keep selling. Suddenly now, if you sell 200,000, you're selling a lot.
That's amazing difference, isn't it?
It's an amazing difference. So there's no more money in music, and therefore a lot of it is kind of disintegrated around us, But what I feel is that what I see is the rise of obviously live shows are now very important because you can't change that experience.
Sure.
So it's still the same experience for the concert goer.
The tours and the concerts.
So tours and live performance have become very important, have become what could be the money makers, have become what can keep bands and music
certainly
going.
U2 seem to have worked that one because they made quite a small fortune, quite a large fortune on their last big world tour there, didn't they?
U2?
U2, yeah.
I'm sure they make a fortune on every tour. Since the last 20 years.
Those little leprechauns, I tell you.
But they're probably not. Exactly. There's a band. Well, you have a picture of Aerosmith behind me on the wall, and I know that they were one of the first bands to say in an interview that they suddenly their income had really stopped because they were a band that got royalties, and suddenly the royalties stopped. So it forced them back out. That's why we saw a resurgence of bands like a lot of the older bands are suddenly touring again. You see this resurgence because it's the only way that they can make a living, but it's really great because suddenly maybe they suddenly find that they like it, and they wanted to tour again, and then they have to create new music, and the records might not sell, but people want to hear it in concert,
Right. So it might be a good thing.
It's a good thing, it's a bad thing, but I mean, talking technically, because of technology and the internet, music for TV or films or commercials and stuff like that, so music that was utility music, that people would train to be a film composer, or people would train to be a commercial writer or a TV writer. Now what the producers of those mediums can do is just go and find a band, find a song. They have the technology to bend it and shape it whichever way they want. They can give the band, a few $1,000s, and voila, they have the perfect song for them, and they don't have to hire a specialized person to do it. So in more ways than one, it's really affected the musician industry overall, because you can't even stay at home and say, oh, well, I did some music for a film, and you can't even do that anymore, because a lot of that is, there's still that, but a lot of it is falling short because of technology and the internet.
Sure. For your forthcoming album.
For my what?
Your upcoming album.
Oh, right.
Your new one. You're the one you're working on. You've signed up to a scheme called
Pledge Music.
Pledge Music. Now, can you explain a little bit about that to our listeners and how they might be able to pledge something?
Well, here's
for you?
something that is great on the internet. This is
Yeah.
an example of it. So Pledge Music, there's Pledge Music, and there's also one called Kickstarter. And those are the two big ones. Kickstarter does films, books, all kinds of things, music. Pledge Music just does music. And it's basically a format, a platform, and a company that I can go on and into Pledge Music and set up my album credentials on there, my future album credentials. And then you blast it out by email or to as many fans and people as possible and say, please pledge anything from $10 to $500 on my new and forthcoming future album. And if you can pledge some music ahead of time, so some money ahead of time, if you can help with the funds and give me a pledge ahead of time, this will help me make this record and release it. And upon release, you will get your copy of the album or download of the album or signed album with poster or whatever you signed up for ahead of everybody else.
What a fantastic idea.
Right, it's a great idea. And a lot of people do it independently, but Pledge Music is one of the big companies that they're really, I think they do, at least £3,000 a year. Some really big, David Lynch was on there with a big program that he was doing. Gang of Four did their last album through Pledge Music. So this paradigm is kind of replacing record labels in a way.
I see what you
Because
mean.
they're enabling you to make. So I am
like
pledging
paying
right
the
now
musician
for my new
in
album.
advance. Yeah.
And my new album was, I did have a working title of Walk the Dog. This is very confusing, and I've decided not to call it Walk the Dog. I've decided to call it Drunk on You, which is the same title as the first song you
As
played,
the
because
song.
that's my single.
Yeah.
So the pledge closes on August 30th, so I'm trying to get some more pledges in so that I can complete my album. It's almost done, very almost done, but I just need a little help. So
Just a little help from
maybe
your friends.
anyone listening in can go to www.pledgemusic.com /projects/Joy Askew, and that's ASKEW.
Joy dash Askew, isn't it?
Joy Askew. But if they put Joy Askew, if you get to pledgemusic.com and put in Joy Askew, you'll find me. And pledge $10. I don't know what that is in euros, but it's not very much. Will get you a download of the album ahead of time.
Fantastic. So for all you listeners out there, come along to Pledge Music, look up Joy Askew and pledge for her new album. Thank you very much. Now we're going to break for a little tune here, because then we'd like to get back to Roger, who has offered to play us yet another tune, which really is a big brusky bonus here tonight. So for the moment, we're going to take a little break while they change microphones again and pass around the guitar. Here's Aerosmith, Living on the Edge. It's the Gascony Show still here, folks. I'm glad you're still listening. Just as they started out as a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old in their bedroom in Newcastle, Roger and Joy singing together, and tonight they're going to sing together now for this song. So here we go with Roger and Joy Askew.
So this is a song from my first album, and Joy and I have sung this together before, so we might remember it. We'll give it a go. This is Mahalia's Dancing Shoes. Thinking back to my childhood days, the moon seemed so big to me. We used to walk along the coastal path, talk about lands across the sea. Then sometime later, after a great move north, those dirty, grimy streets, some kind of movement from the outside world, where the music sets the beat. The haze moving, we're on a dance constellations and times of joy. And all the parts that go to fit the whole. They rain down messages on the poor boy's head. And we search to find his soul. Yeah. Ladies leaving, putting on a dancing shoes. Put 'em on and dance. Put 'em on and dance. Ladies dancing, put on their dancing shoes. Put 'em on and dance. Put 'em on and dance. Same old enemies I always know. Just feed their lusts and take glory. All those friends and lovers that come and go. We draw the lines within the story. Broken windows up behind the sun, just too bright for me to see. And all those races that we never won still come running back to me. Yeah, hey, Stevens, put on a dancing shoes. Put 'em on and dance. Put 'em on and dance. Hey, it's dancing. Put 'em on a dancing shoes. Dancing shoes. Oh, we dance. Oh, we dance. Put 'em on and dance. Put 'em on and dance. Ooh, we dance. Ooh, we dance. Put 'em on and dance. Put 'em on and dance. My head is leaving. Just put it on a dancing shoe. Put it on a dancing shoe. Thank you.
Fantastic. Wonderful song. Tell us, folks, what's in the plan? Where's the next dates? Where can you be seen? Joy, have you anything planned?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to organize a concert at the in Tree-sur-Baïse, at the sports bar.
While you're still here in France. At your
While
home
I'm
in
still
France.
here at France. Last year I actually played there 4 times, and I had a wonderful time playing, I think every Thursday or every Friday. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. I'm leaving in the middle of August, but I think next week, hopefully, I'll have to go and talk to them and see if I can do a show. And then I'm back to New York, and I have the middle of September, I'm playing a festival, the Brooklyn Festival. And the first week in August, I'm playing at a club, a well-known club in New York, and that's going to be my record release.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And how about you, Roger? Anything planned in the works?
Not many live plans at the moment. I play with a blues trio every so often on 21st of August in London. Belsize Park, we're doing that.
Okay.
I'm pretty busy with my studio work, but when this album is finished, I will be hopefully touring with the band.
Excellent. Excellent. So you've got a load of family down here for the weekend for a big get-together.
There were 10 of us.
10 of you. Is there
10
anyone
of
you'd like
us,
to
yeah.
say hello to? Your friends and your family?
So, let me see, who's left? We have Jane and Paul, Norma, Betty,
Michael.
and Carol. And the others have gone
The
home.
others have gone.
The others have gone home. Anyone who's not here this weekend, you want to...
Reunion down in the southwest France.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not here that you'd like to say hello to, not in the southwest of France?
I don't know who'll be listening, but no, I have a lot of friends, so they know who I am. If you're listening in, hello!
Hello to everybody. Joy and Roger, thank you so much for coming on the show this evening.
John.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
It was great to have you on.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for playing live, bringing one guitar along. That was very nice of you. No, it's brilliant. Folks, that was Joy Askew and Roger Askew.